Ready to go, Tanya?
I'm good.
Okay. All right, Andy Jordan, why don't you take me back? First time I put on that Penn gold helmet, what was it like?
Well, I grew up, idolizing the players and going to the camps every summer, and really it just became probably one of the most important things as a youth that I wanted to do. I just really wanted to wear that gold helmet. So, I worked hard as I could in the summers, and I wasn't, the biggest kid or the tallest kid, but I knew that was something I wanted. So I continued to work, and I think it was my sophomore year, I got to dress for the varsity games, kind of played on special teams. But that first year I got to start, my junior year, it was definitely a memorable moment to put that gold helmet on and wear a Gold Rush sticker. It was one of the things that I definitely would never forget. It's just was something that I had worked real hard for and was pretty happy to achieve at that point.
I've had some people tell me, players, that when they were handed their Gold Rush or Wild Bunch sticker was one of the most memorable moments of their life. I've had two guys tell me that it was even a greater moment than getting their diploma. Tell me your moment.
It definitely was one of the most memorable moments. I mean, like I said, you strive for that as a youth or whenever you were introduced to the Penn program, that was what you wanted. And yeah, when they hand you that sticker, you got to stand up in front of the team and know that you were one of those people that were going to be entrusted with this tradition that has been built there of never saying I'm going to quit or never taking losing as an answer. You start to really feel that pride when they hand you that sticker. Yeah.
One thing that we're going to put a big emphasis in this book and film about, especially early on in the book, is we want to establish what Chris and Dr. Spiker started. That it's called the mantra, which is the Penn Way. The Penn Way, that slogan means different things to different people, whether you're a coach, player, parent, administrator. So from Andy Jordan's perspective, you coached and played, what does the Penn Way mean?
The Penn Way to me, it's the never die attitude. That's how I felt as a player, that you weren't, no matter what, you were not going to ever stop. And it wouldn't matter if you were up, if you were down, if it was a big game, if it wasn't a big game, but you were never going to stop. That never die attitude. And I feel like some of that a lot of that's carried over in my life. I mean, in life you're going to hit ups and downs. You can't just quit. You can't just roll over. You got to keep fighting back. You got to keep coming back from anything that would cause you turmoil in your life, whether it was being a student in the classroom, or I moved on after I left Penn High School. I still coach now up in Michigan at Edwardsburg, and I hope to instill that in the players that I coach now in Edwardsburg, that, we're not going to be the biggest all the time. You're not going to be the best, but we're not going to ever quit. We're going to keep coming back. You're going to never, it's that never die attitude. You're just, no matter what, you're just going to keep going. You're going to keep trying. You're going to keep doing, and you're not going to ever accept defeat as an option.
All right, take me back to the playing days from '88 through 1990. Well, some pretty good football teams during that time. Any favorite moments that jump off the page at you, Andy?
I can't say one specific moment. It just kind of all blends together, just as a high school time frame of just all the good times you spend, the best friends you have. For me, have been those guys that I've met in football. I mean, I have friends that I met in college, but when I had a wedding, who were the guys in my wedding? They were the guys that I played high school football with. When my dad passed away, who were the guys that you look to, and who's there by your side? My high school friends that I played football with were there, and other family are, but that tie has always been there, and I think that that's just something that's really strong, and it's a bond that you have with those guys you play with. So I find it hard to pick one defining moment, I guess, out of my high school playing career. It just the overall memory, the scores and things like that you forget, but you just always remember those relationships and those friendships that you develop with the guys you played with. Everybody
has a funny Giesman moment, or a Giesman time, or one of their assistant coaches' time, or players' time. Some of them may have happened off the field. Some may have been happened on the field. Do you have a funny Penn tidbit that jumps off the page at you that you can look back fondly upon and say, man, that's still one of the funniest things that ever happened? Or maybe just been being a part of those guys. Coach Giesman tells me that they laughed every single day he went to work. And I think that's such an amazing thing right there.
It was, I guess it is. I mean, I can think of, being a player, and then I got to come back and coach with those guys, and it is. They enjoy what they're doing, and that kind of trickles over, and then I enjoyed coaching with them, and then I think the players enjoy playing for them. It was a good time every day. I mean, we're going through 2 days, you got coaches meetings, and you're essentially working 7 days a week, but yeah, you're enjoying it. It's fun. It's not work because you love what you're doing and you're having a good time. I mean, when I first started coaching there, it was right out of college, and so I spent most of my time with those guys and just learning from them and taking in everything I can, and it was just always a good time. I mean, I can't think of like one specific story, that stands out of my mind but there were just always funny stuff going on and a lot of joking around, and everybody really got along. You could, as a player, you don't know, but then as coaching with them, they're like best friends. I mean, it's a big family, and they challenge each other and they question each other, but they're always there for each other, and there was a lot of just joking around and having a good time.
All right, tell me about now you're coaching at Edwardsburg, and you're in a situation where I'm sure that some of these guys that you hang out with, you just drive down the street for all intents and purposes to if you got questions, and just talk about the relationship that you have now as a coach, not in the system, but you still have the freedoms, and you wouldn't hesitate at all to go in and say, hey, Corey, can I talk to you about this, or talk to Patty Berrier over there, whatever the case may be. I mean, it does make a difference. They have that open door thing.
Yeah, they do. I mean, like everything that I've learned from football and from coaching, I got from the program and from them. The 3 years I was there, I had different responsibilities. There were times where coaches were sick or gone, and then I would have to step in. I can remember, I think it was a semi-state game against Portage, that somebody from the local news there really wanted to talk to Gies, and he was like right in the middle of getting ready to do a pregame speech, and he just kind of threw me out there my second year coaching and said, hey, you got to talk to these guys. And then boom, I'm there on the news, and just situations like that. I mean, sending you to banquets and talking to the younger kids, and just a lot of experience that I was able to get from those guys. And I can remember being at coaches and meetings, and I would call, they would have their meetings on Sunday, and I was coaching with Dave Janicki at Blackford at the time. And we would call Don Monte and just ask him questions about some defensive stuff that we wanted to work on with defensive ends. And so definitely, I would say just about everything that my knowledge of football and coaching has contributed to what I've gotten from the different people on the staff there as both a player and a coach.